This series is about outstanding architecture from around America. From stunning residential to public spaces to commercial. This is an architectural deep dive to uncover the incredible stories behind each design. Welcome to America by Design. Our ByDesign industry experts have selected innovative, inspiring and award-winning projects.
I am so excited to be part of America by Design. I have only been involved in the AIA world for about 4 years, but I've been an architecture fan for as long as I can remember. And I'm grateful to be a part of the organization that represents architects and can share with the world the value of design and great architecture.
Let's get started with our first project.
You probably know a neighbourhood like this in your town. 10 years ago, it was nothing. And then the young professionals discover it. And up pop cafes and bars. The whole tone changes. Well, that describes Summerhill here in Atlanta. Jordash,
Hey.
Now tell me, what is going on in Summerhill? Is there something in the water?
Well, I was just looking at these pictures, and this was 10 years ago. And you can really get a good look at how much the neighborhood has changed.
Oh, that's here? That's this intersection?
That's this intersection. This building was boarded up. This building didn't exist. This whole corridor has been transformed over the last 10 years.
So what's going on?
Well, in Atlanta, I think there's a general trend to want to move in town. I think the traffic congestions, people wanting to live closer to where they work.
Yeah, sick of being in cars.
Yes, and they'd rather be on bikes.
Yep.
A lot of in-town Atlanta neighborhoods have benefited from this increased demand to live in the city.
Jordash, you're an architect and you were given a brief by a developer for a 10 townhomes complex to be plonked right in amongst all this. Now, I'm not seeing anything like this around us.
Yeah, well, that was the challenge. How do we design a 4-story building in the middle of a residential scale commercial district?
Wait, 4 stories?
Yes, 4 stories.
I can't wait to see how you pulled that one off.
Let me show you.
So what's the size of the site?
The site is less than 1/3 of an acre.
Really? Yes. And you've jammed 10 apartments on there.
Yeah, well, that was the goal. We really wanted to add density.
And Jordash, you said 4 stories, and I guess if I count, I can see that, but it doesn't feel like 4.
One of the things we did is we really kind of paid careful attention to that ground floor level. We created planters to kind of soften that edge for the pedestrian experience. And then on the 4th floor, we pushed the building back to reduce the facade elevation so it didn't feel like you're walking adjacent to a 4-story building.
Clever. I mean, if that was all just concrete and steel for 4 stories, that'd be a different vibe.
Another thing we want to do is really incorporate some of the materiality that exists within the neighborhood into this building. So we're using 2 different types of brick to help break that building apart. We're also introducing, we've got a lot of glass, and we've also introducing other wood elements to kind of soften it up and give it a lot of variety architecturally. One more thing is there's 4 different floor plans for 10 units. So we didn't want it to have a cookie cutter feel. We really wanted them to feel like a collection of individual units versus a large, massive building.
Well, this is nice.
Well, we wanted to create a nice space that wasn't prohibitively expensive. So in a townhome, you struggle sometimes with daylight and making the space feel open. So one of the things we do is large open spaces, tall ceilings, and these floor-to-ceiling Pella windows really kind of open up the space and bring it alive. It helps to bring the exterior into the space so it feels like it's a part of the unit.
And this is a bit of a surprise. Have I got this right? Does this wrap around?
It does. So in Atlanta, we like to value our outdoor space, and one of the things we really wanted to work on in this unit is to kind of have what mimics to be a wraparound porch with a balcony.
That's how you roll here in the South. So texture, you've worked with texture, I can see.
Yes, we don't want to overcomplicate the space with a lot of different colors and wild material changes. Using texture appropriately, kind of breaking up the space, creating unique moments without overcomplicating. We really want to let the architecture speak for itself. and allow someone to be able to come in and customize the interior with furnishings that will be more in keeping with their own style. And I think even staying consistent from a design perspective, keeping the countertops and the backsplash as the same material, allowing someone to come in and kind of bring the kitchen to life with their accessories.
So Sarah Lee, from this rooftop terrace here, I can't help but notice that stadium.
Right, well, that was actually built for the 1996 Summer Olympics. And now it's an event venue for their football team, but also for community events and concerts and festivals. It's a destination, and then people discover the Georgia Avenue shops and restaurants and mixed-use retail.
It's your job to sell these townhomes. Does Jordash's design help?
He has a following, so I always love to sell a Jordache product. The luxury, the quality, the finishes make a difference, like the floor we're standing on, the mop system, the natural light, the design, the layout.
So you see that people really respond to those touches?
Absolutely. These offer some flexible floor plans, which is great for today's buyer that are working from home or even want a house hack. You know, you can get someone to pay your mortgage, put them in the lower level suite, and you can have a roommate. We can sell you one.
I'm thinking about it.
It's a great neighborhood.
The house hack that Sarah Lee was referring to is this, a micro unit in place of a garage. This is designing for financial flexibility, choosing materials that blend and are appropriate, designing for scale to reflect context. These are classic design techniques that elevate and separate the mundane from the exceptional.
It is extremely important in Los Angeles to build around transportation. And this whole project was conceived and developed around the train station. It's a multi-use project. It mixes different kind of typologies, residential, hotel, commercial, very successful project.
A 5-acre plot in the middle of Culver City, California, laid vacant for several years. Left neglected and overgrown, its potential largely under-realized. However, a new connection to LA's expanding transit system and the incorporation of state-of-the-art design led to a bold, fresh reimagining.
This is a triangle site. I mean, it's not the most efficient site to put buildings on, so we had to think a little differently. And so we needed to work within those bounds, and we ended up with triangular spaces in between the buildings. The city, under the leadership of Saul Blumenfeld, had long worked on this site and aggregated the land because they saw the vision of the train would be here in the future, and we wanted a community space. We said to the city, let's invert the whole idea of building around the site with the green in the middle. Let's put the green at the train station and make a publicly accessible, 24/7 accessible space for the community to inhabit.
Mixing residential, commercial, a hotel, sounds like a lofty goal.
It was a lofty goal. It was really came out of the city wanting a really unique project here. But in the end, we came up with a building that sort of felt like a geode. It had a crusty exterior, like the mountains around Los Angeles and the shiny buildings downtown in the middle. We worked with CalZip FC Facade on the skin. You'll see different sizes of panels, different colors of panels to create this crust. Furthermore, we worked with VPI quality windows. Their Endurance Series windows and their Envision Series doors to complete the facade on the exterior. This was really designed with the community in mind. We're fortunate, you know, this train has really worked out. If you design this sort of mobility to connect places, people will come, and here we have a great place for them.
Incredible pool, Jonathan.
This part of the project is only for the residents of the whole campus. There are 200 units here, so about 300 people. And creating a strong amenity package is always very important for these kind of projects. This is the place to come on a Saturday afternoon.
Now we're also next to hotel, businesses, retail, restaurants. How do you maintain cohesion, balancing the needs of private residents and how they interact with the public?
When we started, the idea of this master plan, cohesion and porosity was very important. Even the private places like this get connected to the other uses on the campus. And so the residents can go down these blue stairs. There are 4 of them through the project. They can go down to get a beer in the beer garden, go to the train station, go and get a coffee on the Great Lawn, go over to the hotel. And the idea is that people can maneuver around the entire campus, not just in the one part.
Welcome to the Shay.
Thank you very much.
We call this the living room. It's a place for both the community and for hotel guests to enjoy all of the individual spaces. We have places where people can put their earbuds in and work, but we also have places people can grab a coffee or a drink. It's not just for hotel guests, but it's really become a community hub.
I'm really impressed with everything I'm seeing, but I would just really love to see a suite.
I think that can be arranged.
Ooh, this is nice.
Yeah, this is a great retreat from the hustle and bustle of the lobby, and we really tried to bring the creative vibe for the hotel design up into the guest rooms. We have a beautiful plywood wall in the bedrooms, and that creates this sense of warmth within the guest rooms. And then for the ultimate relaxation, we have soak tubs by Claybrook featuring California faucets. Every suite is a great opportunity to kick back and relax. And there are so many unique floor plans that it's a different experience every time. But if you're ever at the Shay and you want to find me, you'll have to go up to our rooftop pool deck.
What a view. You weren't kidding when you said this was a relaxing area.
Yeah, this is a perfect Southern California rooftop. We have all the ingredients here. We have indoor-outdoor spaces, cabanas, a restaurant and the bar, the pool. We have the texture and the materials from the hotel carried up here. The checkerboard tile around the pool is Emser tile. But it's just all those finishing touches that make this space sing as a Southern California rooftop.
Well, you've created an incredible space, or should I say spaces, for guests, residents, and even the broader community.
Yeah, I mean, in 2014, when I was driving by this site, it was a parking lot. It was a nothing space. And I never imagined that it would be a place where people come travel here, live here, work, play, all of those things. We've had a hand in creating one of these really special amenities of the city, and that is super rewarding for me.
What was once a downtrodden problem triangle has been transformed into a glittering geode of possibility. Whether it's business, leisure, or something in between, this complex and elegant campus is a perfect example of a multi-use development and truly the stuff that California dreams are made of.
In New York, you have home, work, and other, that third place. And Oasis is filling in all those gaps, whether you need an intimate one-on-one to a larger business deal and everything in between. It's the perfect antidote to the chaos of New York City.
Sage Oasis in Midtown Manhattan, where a big idea was hatched. Come on. Cafe, bar, lounge, winter garden, choose your own adventure.
This has been a labor of love for us since 2016. What we saw happening in the commercial real estate industry was the way that people were using space was changing. It was expanding beyond the 4 walls of their own office space. They needed more, particularly for small and mid-sized tenants. And what we needed to do, what we felt we needed to do, was design a third space. A space for our Sage members and our tenants that they could come to utilize to socialize, to work, to collaborate, or just a space that you needed a respite during the day.
Nice.
And so we created Oasis.
So, what's your favorite space?
I have one, and I'm really excited to show you, but that's gonna have to wait.
Alexandria, what was the design brief?
For the space, we were inspired by Nordic environment and created very flexible, functional spaces which feel inviting and warm.
Yeah, I can really feel the difference in this space. It feels somehow more focused, really, than the space I was just in with Jonathan.
Yeah, I think what you're sensing is a different kind of light level, which is a bit brighter than in the other spaces.
I love the brightness and the airiness of the space. Even the walls have some great depth and luster to them, but sort of maintains that lightness.
Yeah, it's a texture probably. You're noticing it's a lime wash by JH Paint. We love to use it because it's a very easy tool to elevate the spaces with paint and create a little bit more of a luxe feel.
It really supports this idea of a warm, inviting space. I notice even all of the furniture has this cozy quality to it.
Yes, we try to really create diverse seating for small groupings, for bigger groupings, and also for individual kind of private moments. So let me show you something.
Great.
Let's take a seat.
Oh, don't mind if I do. Oh, it really envelops you, doesn't it?
Yes, it's called a private hug.
Yes, I can feel that.
Yes.
And the acoustics are undeniable. It's very quiet in here.
Yes, this is a chair by StandardX. I love it because they create a little bit of privacy within an open space.
It does feel very sort of private and kind of like my own little oasis. I'm ready for nap time.
One of the biggest part of the briefs was the flexibility of the spaces. So this space especially, it was even more important because you can see this conference room can seat up to 70 people, but also by a touch of a button, this wall can separate it into a smaller, more intimate space.
Is that easier or harder to design a space with so much flexibility?
Well, interesting question. I would probably say it's harder because flexibility gives you a lot of options, but they also need to function. There might be some challenges, but who doesn't like a challenge?
I know you do.
I do, yeah.
So Robin, as I mentioned, this is my favorite room in the Oasis space.
Wow, Jonathan, this is gorgeous, number one, but quite a departure from the other spaces that we saw today.
Thank you. Well, you said it. I mean, we really did want to create a moment of wow, even within the elevated Oasis space.
Well, it certainly shows. Now, I definitely get this kind of clubby and a members-only kind of vibe. Is this an exclusive space?
It's exclusive, but it's exclusive for our Sage members and our Sage tenants. We utilize the space a little bit differently. It's not open each day. It's a little bit more in a reservation system, but we wanted a special place, one that we recognized that the neighborhood had a lack of private spaces that was conducive to deal making.
I see. So a lot of socializing, but also a lot of high-level meetings and deals going on in here.
Absolutely. If these walls could talk.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
The Winter Garden is also my favorite room at Oasis. I just love the custom tables by Eastfold Furniture and the lush upholstery by Quadrat.
Jonathan, do you remember that during the design phase you asked us to crank up the heat in this room? So what do you think? Did we achieve it?
I do remember. You definitely achieved it here, and I think Fogarty Finger achieved it across the entire Oasis space. All right, I think you guys executed our vision to perfection. You guys, through design, created a space that is warm, that's inviting, but also communicates the utility of the space, how our Sage members are supposed to use it. You guys created moments of wow, moments of just an elevated experience overall, executed to perfection.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna say that was a yes.
That's a yes.
This project literally filled in a gap in the city. What was once a bus terminal for underground bus movement became a building that not only provides a really beautiful civic function, but it really connects the downtown neighborhood to what is a really vibrant commercial district.
When you think of convention centers, you probably think of flat, boxy, built for efficiency and not for people. But here, in one of the most densely populated cities in the Pacific Northwest, it was never gonna fly. The architects, challenged with designing the Seattle Convention Center Summit, were faced with a huge task, not only just in the scale of the project, but in living up to the cultural heartbeat of this city.
A convention center has really big spaces, it has a need for lots of people and lots of activities, and we're putting all of that big stuff right in the urban heart of the city. So this occupies 4 city blocks. It's configured in a way that allows a street to run through in 2 different directions, and it stitches itself into the smaller, more intimate scale of the pedestrian urban environment around it.
Well, you've definitely achieved a warm feeling, and I can feel the Pacific Northwest in here. Can you tell me a little bit more about the materials?
This space begins with a lot of wood.
Yes.
There are big timbers over there that were salvaged from the old buildings that were on the site before we started.
Very cool.
There's a wood floor, and there's a wood chandelier overhead.
A chandelier?
We like to call this the biggest chandelier in the world. It's 30 feet wide, it's 180 feet long, and this is one of many elements throughout the building that were designed to be very special. There's a terrific ceiling system by Artura. There are fire doors by Interior Tech. The exterior metal wall systems are a collage of different types. We worked with the Morin Corporation on the special fasteners in order to incorporate those into the exterior facade. So what we did in that process was put together this composition to achieve this idea of a really big building stitched into the smaller scale urban environment around it.
Wow, what an incredible garden up here in the middle of the city. I can't believe it.
You know what is curious about this space here? This wasn't even in the project from the start.
What?
This garden here came as an opportunity during design. When you design these vertical convention centers, one of the important things is how you stack the layers of the cake. We decided to put all the larger spaces below us, and then once we got to this level here, we could organize the program in a way that carved the space for this events terrace and the garden.
What a smart solution.
The Summit building is the largest convention center LEED Platinum in the country, so we took sustainability really serious here. This is a special place for me because we created this natural environment that attracts pollinators and create a nice amenity for the convention center goers.
What a space.
This decking is another interesting one. All the wood that you're seeing here, this is pine, which is a wood that you don't associate with an outdoor
deck in the Pacific Northwest?
Exactly.
I don't believe it.
It's an extremely durable product called Cabony. And then the nice thing about it is that we don't need to use hard tropical woods. They're endangered.
That's incredible. So you didn't have to sacrifice the environmental impact to get the sustainability and the durability.
Exactly.
Lori, this is a huge ballroom.
Isn't it? It's actually the size of a football field with end zones.
Touchdown.
Yeah, you got it. The room is so large that we have operable partitions to subdivide it. Advanced Equipment Corporation is the manufacturer of these partitions. We've lined these walls with acoustic panels in a really deep rose color. They help to tune the room. And then the carpet, which is from Brinton's, it's an Axminster carpet, is a 32 color abstracted pattern of the forest floor.
Which brings me to my view up top here. So there are thousands of these panels. Can you tell me what they are?
Yes, there are almost 3,800 planks, and they are wormwood, which is a byproduct of the timber industry. The holes you see in these planks come from mollusks that have been burrowing into the wood while it's laying in the water.
Oh, so kind of like each one has had its own fingerprint.
Yes, they're all individual. And the lighting layer really adds to the tones of the wood, and these can be tuned to many different types of events.
So we've been talking a lot about the space, but we haven't talked about this view. I mean, it is incredible, and I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before.
Yes, this ballroom's pretty unique that it has this large window. This window is almost 50 feet tall.
Wow.
It overlooks the city, and this is really unique to Seattle. Looking over I-5 and this neighborhood, it really creates a memorable experience for all the visitors that come here.
Wow, this place just keeps getting better and better. It's like we're in a jewel box up in the sky. I mean, the glass alone is so impressive.
Exactly. The glass is part of the whole idea of being in the city with views so that when you're here, you're face to face with the city around you in a really extraordinary way. There's a special window down there that actually frames this really important view in which all surfaces of the glass have a non-reflective coating, sort of like your glasses.
Oh, cool.
So you can look out at night with no reflection of the interior lights. You can look in from the outside during the day as though it's not even there. So it opens it really dramatically into a view of the city. So when they built this highway, it disrupted neighborhoods, it disrupted the city grid, and it resulted in a need, for this case, for this building, to be built over part of the freeway. So we're standing right now in a piece of building that is cantilevered over and hovering above the freeway. In fact, we're looking down on 28 lanes of traffic right now.
28 lanes?
And we're also up in the air with these terrific views, looking around at the city. We're in a position where we, as a visitor in this building, get to experience the city in many dramatic ways. People in the city get to look in and feel like what's going on here is part of their lives as well. It enriches this connection to the city, and it belongs to everybody. This is a shared experience for Seattle people and visitors alike.
What I love about this space with all this glass is the nighttime. I mean, all the lights from the buildings and the city really come towards you, and you feel like you're in the middle of it.
And this amazing view is looking east. But like Mark said, looking west is even better. This is where everybody takes a picture. If you look down, you can see even the Pike Place Market and Elliott Bay from here.
Well, we're definitely gonna have to take a selfie, guys.
Sure.
Woods Bagot is one of the world's leading architectural firms, with studios in 18 of the planet's greatest cities, accessing projects in the 7 continents. Sarah Kay's career has taken her from New York to London to Dubai to Sydney, and Sarah has recently become Woods Bagot's new global CEO. Sarah, I knew I'd find you here somewhere.
Mike, how are you?
Very good. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Now let's get straight down to it.
Yeah.
Around 1,000 employees.
Mm-hmm.
Why you?
I think that it's my commitment to Woods Bagot. I've worked in this company for over 20 years. I am so passionate about its future and making sure that it's on the right trajectory to last for another 150 years.
Where are you actually based these days?
Oh, we're in Melbourne today. I think technically I live in Sydney. So there's a lot of communication, a lot of relationship building, face-to-face, but a lot of virtual as well. I think the answer to your question, I live on a Teams call.
So Sarah, you talk about a vision for the next 150 years, no less.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
What we really want to do is start to focus on total place design. So moving beyond just architectural solutions to our clients' complex problems and really starting to influence more upstream. So our ambition is to be the most trusted and influential voice in the future of our built world.
Okay, so downstream, I guess, is actual design. You're talking about influencing before it hits the design studio.
Totally. So really having a voice when governments are making policy, when businesses are making decisions about projects to go for or not to go for, we want to be a part of that conversation so that we can control some of the narrative around the built environment.
Now, Sarah, you also worked and lived in Melbourne.
I really did. I started my career here in Melbourne.
Which not so long ago, I imagine.
No, thank you, Mike, not long ago. I remember really clearly my first ever project in 101 Collins Street. I mean, I remember the client's name, I remember some of the design details. So these projects really stay with you for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, this is another one.
That's right.
Yeah.
In 80 Collins Street, this project, which is really spectacular, created new laneways through the city, heritage conversion on the corner, and breathed new life into Nauru House.
Wow, you really must get a buzz out of that.
It's really what I get up and come to work to do, and to know that you're leaving a positive impact and mark on cities all around the world. Everyone should aspire to want to be an architect or a place designer.
So what is the pitch for architecture? Go.
Great. Okay, all you young people out there, you should want to be architects. There's so many challenges facing the world at the moment, you know, housing affordability, climate change, resilience in our cities. These are all things that are place related. So, you know, if you want to save the world, you should become an architect.
I know I'm not your target market, but I'm in.
Great.
Where are you taking me now?
Well, we've been talking about having an influential voice and projects that are really of their place and in the community and have an impact. And this project definitely has that.
And who's this fellow?
This is Pete Miglis.
Hi, Pete.
Hey, Mike. How you doing, all right?
Yeah, great to see you. I'm a big fan of your work.
Thank you, mate.
So Pete is not only the project architect and designer of the project we're about to see, he is also a Fitzrovian local.
Yeah, so I've been lucky here, Mike, living here 25 years now, and it's my backyard. And as designers, you can't help yourself. You come across these sites and go, what's the opportunity here? What about this idea of a hotel that quintessentially personifies Fitzroy? Fitzroy's almost like this beautiful worn leather handbag. There's a real sense of patina, weatheredness about it, and you can see around in this neighbourhood here, the beautiful rusted roofs here, the masonry, the graffiti, the weathered metal. This building personifies the character of the place as well, and it's almost feels like it's always been here, and it adds to the fabric of the place.
Yeah. Let it rust, I say.
Yeah, and it'll get better over time as well, and we'll get better over time as well.
Yeah. That's what this whole thing was about. Now, Sarah, when we were planning this story, we could have gone anywhere. We talked about New York. You're doing a lot of interesting things in the Middle East. But actually, you chose here. You chose
exactly here.
This spot.
Exactly here. We are sitting in my favourite photograph of all Woods Bagot photographs of all time.
Well, I love it too, but why?
Hotel projects are generally all about the guest experience, the operations. You know, there's a feeling of exclusivity. It's about the people who are coming to stay here. And this window seat is a gesture to the community. It's a welcome to the people of Fitzroy, and it says, welcome, come on in. This is your hotel too. Sit here. It's accessible, it's egalitarian, it's not owned, it's a gesture to the city.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, this is what architecture is all about, making people's lives just that little bit better.
We hope you've enjoyed our look at some of the finest architectural designs from around America. Join us next time for more groundbreaking architecture on America by Design. For more information on any of the projects featured in this series, go to bydesign.global.